Hi friends, welcome back. So we got this comment coming in 10 hours ago from MLG Avenger, and this says here, you all laughed at me for going all in on Tesla a couple weeks ago. Now I'm rich and the one laughing, haha. And I want to go over this comment because I think it really captures sort of the market that we're in right now. Also, too, it's fun to talk about the stuff that how people respond in the community. I want to show you guys some numbers, help you understand, and let's just jump right in. So first, the C. Ronald owns responds. Yeah, I'm sure you're rich. And again, this is responding to the Avenger person saying, you all laughed at me for going all in on Tesla a couple weeks ago. Now I'm rich, and essentially I'm the one laughing. Then the Crown responds, yes, I'm sure you're rich. I'm also sure you could have had similar outcome from someone telling you not to gamble at a casino. You got lucky. Keep playing and you'll be poor. Avenger responds, you are so deluded. You're deluded, C. Ronald, that you actually believe that Tesla is the same as gambling at a casino, right? It's an interesting topic. Is Tesla gambling at a casino? This was the easiest money I've ever made in my life, and it was an obvious play. Response. C. Ronald says, the market is irrational. You don't know what will happen, and thinking it is certain shows how deluded you actually are. And so this is the question, guys. Who is delusional here? Is it Avenger delusional or C. Ronald owns delusional? I'm leaving the question to you because I want you guys to be active in your mind thinking about this stuff. Because essentially what you always want to be doing is asking questions and essentially being critical of what you see on the internet, especially stuff that essentially coming from random people. This is what it is, guys. This is the stuff that essentially people consume on YouTube and otherwise. Here's another person. This is coming from Missouri Manful. That person says, good for you. I own some Tesla myself, but didn't pull the trigger to add more when you did. Added a little more today, that is. I think it should hit 300 before you know it. Ponzi says, congratulations. E. Cooled says, you're a gambler, bro, referring to Avenger. And then you have a C. Ronald owns response, or Pones, I guess I should say. People playing greater fool games are wagering on someone out there more foolish than them. So the greater fool theory or greater fool game, what we're talking about is essentially I buy something in anticipation that I can find someone else to buy it at a higher price. Or another way to say it is I'm a fool for buying a particular asset at, essentially whatever price, but I think I can find a bigger fool to buy it at a higher price from me. This person also says here, I'll explain what the greater fool theory is. This is Ronald, also says, you never know when you'll end up being that person, meaning the one that essentially the last one who bought and you can't find a greater fool than you. Short-term trading is gambling in itself. There's another layer of gambling on top, and they don't realize how much of a degen they are. Greater fool games do nothing for value creation, realization, etc. It's a money hand-changing game disconnected from reality. Who would be proud and proclaim they are, quote, laughing when participating in something as grotesque as this? And guys, this is a really interesting discussion thread. That's why I'm reading it with you. Equaled says, blah, blah, blah. Go back to playing slots in the stock market. Hal responds, I doubt you got rich. If I got rich, I wouldn't open YouTube and comment with a SpongeBob emoji. And this is referring to the first comment. Kure Wan MS 2 says 1,000 worth of Tesla stock does not make you rich. Wait, my mistake. You are now rich, so you can afford $1,000. So I was making a joke because the person who says they're rich from Tesla, we don't know how much they have of it. Who knows? Bart Vander Heiden responds. So what metrics, and this is sort of speaking my language now, what metrics you thought it was wise to go all in a Tesla? 5% less delivery in Q2, PE and forward PE, PEG and EV market share, new models for future projects. We're talking about like why would you want to go all in? So what metric got your attention that you thought it was a wise decision to go all in? Thomas also says, make sure to take profits at the very least. It could have gone either direction, because that's actually a really important point. When stocks go up, it is paper gains until you actually sell it and essentially, right, sell it, buy low, sell high, and actually, profit on said things and put the money in your account. Otherwise, it's just paper. Let's keep on here. Also too, Avenger responds. This is sort of why they bought. They say, robotaxis, FSD, real world AI, and the bot, right? He's expecting, or I think it's probably he, and I'll show you why in a second here. expecting, the robot to make lots of money. It says here, PE, that's right, price to earnings, and all that junk is just astrology for men and honestly doesn't even matter. So again, this is according to MLG Investor. Invest in companies that will change the world with a solid track record. This is sort of the key comment that really sort of, I think, captures the market in the world that we live in, right? People say, oh, numbers don't matter. Elon Musk is awesome, and that's why I invest in said thing. I think this is what it boils down to. Another person responds, how much you get in profit? 2 million, right? Again, we don't know how much money this person claims to have made. Dino responds, well, on investor point of view, Tesla stock makes no sense to buy, but as a gambler, price action story, that'd be technical analysis TA, is a great way to make profit gains in short time. Congrats on yours. Mine just broadly diversified. If you wonder who the MLG Avenger is, and this is actually your common, typical type of viewer on YouTube and otherwise on social media. This is Avenger. They made their account on YouTube in 2009. You can see it right there. And they make tons of videos about Halo 4. They did that, I guess, 11 years ago. And then we're making videos on YouTube about Halo 3. These are video games, if you don't know, on Xbox, 14 years ago. So you can kind of guess the person's sex and age. And I guess if you really want to add in the Xbox, their username is Avenger5. Chances are this Avenger kind of person also reads the popular accounts on Twitter and social media pumping Tesla. For example, this is just 6 hours ago. It says here, Tesla optimists will make Tesla, TSLA, a $1 trillion valuation look like a bargain of the decade. So this person is trying to convince you that because these robots are so awesome and so cool. Keep in mind that Tesla has yet to sell a single robot. I'm not making anything up, but already people are getting ahead of themselves saying that it's going to be awesome and $1 trillion company, that's going to be cheap. It's a bargain, etc. This is sort of the world that we live in, right? We're just living in these stories and fantasies, ignoring P ratios, which again, that one person said, that's just astrology for men. I think that was the quote, right? It is just junk. Junk is astrology, right? PE and all that junk. My guess is the person doesn't understand what this stuff means, and this is why I want to go through this stuff with you guys, just to show the kind of world that we live in. And I get it. I get it more. No, I see it right here. The kind of people that are out there. For example, this Eva McMillan person. She's one of the Tesla stock promoters. She's dancing with someone dressed in a Tesla bot costume. This is back in 2023, but just recently, like I can see it. This was just a few hours ago, July 4, 2024, right? She got in a car wreck. She's like, today was an extremely sad day. This afternoon I was involved in a terrible car accident. Luckily my Tesla Model S Plaid, the best, safest car I've ever owned. She says, saved my life. I am okay physically, not too good mentally. And you can see this is, I guess, her car wreck right here. I mentioned the car wreck stuff, and I'm putting all this together because these are the kind of people. And in this particular car wreck, I don't know who is at fault. I have no idea, right? I think she's going to claim probably the Honda's at fault. That's the Honda there. But my point of view of this stuff is that you want to avoid car crashes whenever possible. This is all about minimizing risk. I can tell you, I used to live in LA, and every time I would just drive around LA, I would see a car wreck. Like, I would see car wrecks all of the time. And so, simple things to minimize risk in terms of, say, driving a car in LA, I always wear a seatbelt, right? Why do I wear a seatbelt? Because I don't know, when a car is going to hit me or I'm going to hit a car, etc. I wear a seatbelt. I drive under the speed limit. I try to take safe routes. I don't make any risky turns. I don't run red lights, etc. I haven't been in a car wreck for years. The last car wreck that I was in, this was way a long time ago when I was in high school. It was literally a parking lot wreck, which happens from time to time. I was a young high school kid. I backed into a car, and it was like a parking lot. It was really, really slow and fender bender kind of thing. So nothing like this. The reason why I mention this stuff is that it's a similar thing that can happen in the stock market. The reason why we say, hey, don't go all in on a particular stock, because it is gambling at that point. Yes, sometimes you can get lucky. 100%, you can totally get lucky sometimes. And you'll say you YOLO'd a few weeks ago and now you're up 30% and you think you're awesome. Yeah, good job. I mean, well, not good job, but congratulations. That's a better way to say it. You got lucky. The thing is, though, if you take a look at just the chart of Tesla, what about all the people who were buying Tesla at the top here, right? Because remember, all of your fanboys and fangirls are telling you, Tesla's going to go to the moon. It's going to be awesome. Look at that. But that didn't work out so well here. And this was back, was it November 5th, 2021. those people, and actually everyone who has been in Tesla since, have lost about, as of now, 39% of their money. Before, they've lost about, when it was here, I think the big drop was like 56% of the money. Yeah, so you've recovered some of your losses. I can see that. But the sort of the thing that we were talking about here is managing your risk. When you go on something, you're putting your faith in, like, essentially Elon. Elon is known to be a little bit erratic. And myself personally, if I lost 40% of my money, or 39.52%, I wouldn't be thrilled. And I know there's a lot of people out there that can understand basic math. It's not really that complicated. I can literally see the number right here. You lost about 39% of your money. And also, too, if you look at the chart for yourself, this is the past year. You're really trying to escape this downward trend, right? You can see it more clearly here, like this downward channel. If Tesla stock, and I think that the ceiling is like 250. If you just want to have a simple share price, if it can break 250, hold 250 for a while, right? Break the downward cycle, because we've essentially been on from 21 to now, the last 3 years, it's just been on a downward trend. Yes, it goes up and down. Yes, I get that. It can go up and down, but overall, it's been going down. And when people say just ignore numbers, it always makes me feel strange. Let me show you guys some numbers of sort of why it's important to pay attention to this kind of stuff, and also put it into some perspective. Take a look at this. This is the market cap of companies in the world. Microsoft being 3 trillion, Apple 3 trillion, now Nvidia is above 3 trillion. Those 3 companies like that. Tesla has gained market cap considerably. How much we're valuing this company? It's currently at 785 billion. So it's the 12th largest company in the world in terms of market cap at the moment, because it's just been on a tear in terms of that. But I want you to think in terms of perspective. Why do we want to talk about ratios and things like that? Because now let's take a look at earnings. This is essentially the top companies in terms of earnings in the world. So you have Saudi Aramco, Apple, Microsoft, Berkshire Hathaway, Google, etc. You can guys take a look at this. It's all public. Apple here is about 120 billion, Microsoft 105 billion, something like this. This would be yearly. And you say, okay, if we're going to say, Tesla's going to be worth the same as Apple, you would expect lots of earnings from them, right? Tesla's earnings, according to this, they're ranked 138th in the world at a roughly 9 billion in earnings, right? Something of that nature, which is a far cry from Apple, which is 120 according to this chart. If you want to take a look at revenue, right, you can say, oh, well, Tesla, it's not talking about earnings, it's talking about how much revenue they earn. Walmart is the top in the world, followed by Amazon. The type of revenue they generate, Walmart is like 657 billion. That's quite a lot. Amazon, 590 billion. You also then have here Apple, just for, keep the same kind of companies we're talking about, 381 billion. And then you have Volkswagen at 348 billion. Tesla is far down the list. It is number 82 in the world at 94 billion, right? So I'm mentioning these numbers just so you have a general sense of what we're talking about. When you talk about something like price to earnings, you want to say, okay, how much am I paying for a stock based on how much a company earns, right? That's essentially what we're talking about here. So take a look at this. This is how the Tesla pumpers like to talk about facts. This is a Tesla boomer mama. She's one of the Tesla stock promoters. She's tweeting out that this is a clown article by Financial Times. And this is the headlines of the article that she's tweeting clown. This is the title, or headline, I should say. Tesla deliveries fall 5% in the second straight decline. Right? Deliveries are going down. I can see it right here. And these people are like, F you. This is, mainstream media, a bunch of jokes. This is kind of what they're saying. Oh, legacy media didn't know what they're talking about. Blah, blah, blah. My Tesla stock is going up, which is true. I can see the stock is going up. But this is sort of why when I look at this, I feel like, are we even living in reality anymore when I can see that deliveries are going down? Right? The argument that these kind of people will make, though, is they'll say, hey, guys, it beat Wall Street expectations, right? So they'll look at these headlines and they'll say, well, let's ignore that the deliveries are going down. Let's ignore this is a second, decline. Let's ignore second quarter decline. Let's ignore that they're running all these promotions to try to boost sales, but yet they're still going down. Let's ignore all that. Let's just focus on stock shares are up 10% because they're better than expected, right? And I understand that. I understand that logic, right? So the logic is deliveries are going down, but they're not going down as far as originally projected. And it depends what sort of articles you're looking at. So I was reading the CNBC thing, and they were saying here deliveries came in at 443. I guess the expectations were 439. So or you call that a 444, right? So they beat expectations by what, 5,000 vehicles, which is kind of minimal. The other way you can think about this as well, and this is something that I just want to caution you whenever you try to understand what Wall Street is saying or doing. You can set the bar low, right? Why would you do that? In order to pump a stock. So for example, they can say here, Tesla's new delivery numbers are coming. Wall Street is ready for disappointment. And it says here, analysts have lowered their expectations and now anticipate as much as a 12% drop year over year. So you're trying to get ahead of the of the decline and say, oh guys, we expect the numbers to be really, really bad. It's going to go down 12% year over year. And then when it only comes down, 4.8%, you say, oh my God, let's celebrate. And it's like, this is sort of where we get really disconnected from reality. You can take a look at price of stock compared to how much a company earns. And you got all of these bad numbers for Tesla, meaning like, do you want to overpay for earnings? Me personally, no, I don't want to overpay for earnings. This is something that if these numbers don't make any sense to you, please pause the video, check this out for yourself. Again, it's just a ratio. I'll give you a simple example. Like let's say none of these numbers make any sense to you at all. I'll just give you a very, very simple example. Let's say you could earn $1,000 on a house, okay? A year, right? I make $1,000 on a house a year. It makes it really, really simple. Would you want to pay $1 for said house, right? I pay $1 for the house. I make $1,000 a year. Chances are you'd probably say yes. That sounds like a pretty good price to how much you can earn from said house, like how much you can make from money on that said house. But what if I told you that I want to sell you a house for $10 million and you can only make $1,000 a year on said house? Is that a good investment? $10 million, spend $10 million on $1,000 a year in earnings or profits, however you want to say it. You'd probably say no. That's not a very good investment. That's not a good place to put my money. And that's essentially what we're talking about here, right? How much are you willing to pay for earnings of a company? I show you guys these kind of things, and to me it's obvious, but I understand for other people these are it's just numbers and doesn't make any sense to them, and whatever, right? All they care about is Elon's stories. And this is sort of when I go into, literally my wife and I, we just went to a motor show to take a look at some of the competition coming for Tesla. And I showed all in the video. This is the kind of cars that are coming out. These are kind of robo-taxis that are coming out from other companies. And for me, it's pretty obvious when Tesla deliveries are going down and other companies are making pretty good quality products at a price that's going to be attractive to consumers. It's going to be tough going forward. So I hope you guys understand the point of this video. Yes, you made your gains on Tesla the last month. I can see that. But the markets can be irrational longer than you can stay solvent. And also, too, what about all the people who lost 40% of their money when they were being told that their stock's going to go up to the moon? Ultimately, at the end of the day, numbers do catch up with you, right? The same way that I said, hey, do you want to pay $10 million on a house that can only say, make you $1,000? Probably not. And that's essentially what we're looking at with Tesla. If they can come up with some sort of, magical product that could suddenly make tons of profits for their company, be it the robot or robotaxi, maybe, guys, maybe. But for me, I'll see it when I see it. At the moment, I do not see them making any money from any robots. I don't. If they do make money from robots, please let me know. And I don't see them making any money from robotaxis. If they do, please let me know. We're waiting to see on August 8th what they announce. This is something that Tesla does all the time. They say, oh, just wait 5 years, we'll make money, we promise you. But this is where the joke is on you if you believe these promises that they put out routinely. And that's what I'll have to say about this. So anyway, I'd like to share your thoughts on this one. This is sort of the comments that are fun to read. And I also want you to see like who's writing them and sort of their mindset. That's what's up. So thanks again, and I'll catch you all in the next video.